The emergency signal in deep space. The stars outside the medical ship blinked like cold, distant eyes. Alone in the dark stretch of space, Dr. Leon Rayner, a human doctor, sat inside his small clinic ship, sipping bitter coffee. His ship was old, slow, and quiet, just the way he liked it. He traveled the galaxy helping anyone in need, human or alien. Suddenly, a loud alarm echoed inside the cabin. Beep, beep, beep. A red light flashed across the control panel. An emergency signal? Leon whispered, setting down his cup. He walked over to the console and pressed a button. A shaky, broken voice came through. He couldn't understand all of it, but he caught a few words. Royal ship, critical, injured, life signs failing. Leon's heart skipped a beat. A royal ship in distress? Out here in the middle of nowhere? He zoomed into the signal's coordinates on his star map. The ship was only a few light minutes away. He didn't think twice. I'm going, he said aloud. His ship raced through space, shaking a little from the old engines. When he got close, he saw it. A massive alien cruiser, elegant and dark blue, floating like a wounded beast. Parts of it were on fire. A glowing crack ran across the side. He contacted them. This is Dr. Leon Rayner, human. I received your distress signal. I'm here to help. For a moment, there was only silence. Then, a voice replied, deep and strict. You are human. You are not allowed here. Leon pressed the button again. I am a doctor. I can help. If someone is dying, let me try. There was another pause. Then, permission granted. Enter through the docking bay, but know this. If the princess dies, so do you. Leon swallowed hard. Understood. Inside the royal ship, the atmosphere was tense. Armed alien guards, tall and blue-skinned with sharp glowing eyes, escorted Leon through silver halls. They didn't speak to him, only watched him with suspicion and hate. They brought him to a medical chamber. Inside, a young alien girl lay. On a shining bed, her body covered in glowing blue veins. Her chest rose slowly, too slowly. Her breathing was shallow. Her skin flickered like a dim light. She is our king's daughter, said one of the guards. She was injured in the attack. Our medics failed. You are her last chance. Leon stepped forward, his eyes scanning her condition. The alien girl, no, the princess, looked no older than 20. She had silver markings on her cheeks and long purple hair. Her body trembled, her life fading. He looked at the alien tech around her. Everything was foreign. Shining tools, glowing fluids, strange machines. None of it made sense to him. I need my own equipment, Leon said. Bring me my medical case. The guards hesitated, then one nodded and rushed back. Leon leaned over her. Hang in there, princess. I'm not going to let you die. When his tools arrived, he got to work. He used a scanner to read her vitals. Her organs were shutting down. Heart, lungs, brain activity, all critical. He injected a special human stabilizer into her neck. It wasn't made for aliens. It was risky, but he had no choice. Come on, respond, he muttered. Suddenly, her body jerked. Her heart monitor flatlined. Beep! No! No, no, no! Leon shouted. He grabbed 2 paddles from his kit and charged them. He had only read about dual-heart alien anatomy in books, but now he had to do it for real. Clear. He shocked her once. Nothing. Clear. He shocked her again. The monitor blinked. Beep, beep, beep. She was alive. Leon collapsed beside her, breathing hard. Sweat ran down his face. He looked at the princess. Her eyes slowly opened. She stared at him, weak but awake. Then she did something strange. She reached out her hand and gently touched his chest. A soft glow passed between them. The alien guards gasped. Leon looked down. Her fingers glowed where they touched him. What is this? He asked. The guard stepped forward, eyes wide. She marked you with the royal bond. Leon blinked. What does that mean? But no one answered. Instead, a loud horn echoed through the ship. The king was arriving. The medical bay was quiet now. The only sound was the slow beep-beep of the alien princess's heart monitor. Dr. Leon stood frozen. His hands were shaking slightly, not from fear, but from the weight of what had just happened. He had just saved a royal alien girl, and she had marked him with some kind of glowing energy. Leon had seen strange things in the galaxy, but nothing like this. That glowing mark on his chest still pulsed softly like it was alive. What was that? He whispered to himself. But before he could think more, the doors of the bay slammed open. Dozens of armored aliens entered, surrounding the room. In the middle of them stood a tall figure wearing a deep crimson cloak. His face was marked with golden lines and his eyes burned like cold suns. The king. He looked straight at Leon, then walked to the bed where his daughter lay. "She lives," he said flatly. Leon nodded. "Yes, I stabilized her heart function, but she's not safe yet. Her body is still rejecting blood flow to." "She touched you," the king interrupted. "You carry her bond now." Leon frowned. "I only helped her. I didn't ask for anything." The king's eyes narrowed. "In our culture, that gesture is sacred. It's a life debt sign. You are now connected to her." Leon's stomach tightened. "Is that bad?" "Not bad," said the king, his voice cold. "But it is dangerous." Suddenly, the princess began to cough violently. Her eyes rolled back. Her skin turned a deeper shade of blue. Something was wrong again. Leon rushed to her side. "She's going into relapse. Her lungs. Something's collapsing." He grabbed his scanner, but this time it froze. A sharp click-click sound echoed. The alien tech had locked him out. "What's going on?" he barked. One of the royal medics stepped forward. "You are not authorized to treat her any further. Alien hands must care for royal blood." "She'll die if you wait," Leon yelled. "Her body is shutting down again. Your machines can't handle her condition." But the medic turned away. Leon gritted his teeth. "Fine," he muttered. "Then I'll do it the hard way." He reached into his own medkit and pulled out a small device, a microbioconverter, a rare human invention. It could reprogram cells. It was untested on aliens, but right now it was her only hope. He set it to mimic her body temperature and heart rhythm. Then he stabbed it into her upper spine. The alien guards gasped and aimed their weapons. "She marked me," Leon growled. "You said I'm connected to her, so let me save her." The king didn't move. He just watched. The princess's body began to shake. Glowing veins of white light spread from her back. Her skin pulsed. Her heartbeat raced. Leon monitored every signal. His eyes locked on the bioreader. Come on, adjust, don't fight it." Suddenly, a wave of warm blue light exploded from her chest. It knocked Leon back. Alarms went off. The air changed. The princess sat up, gasping. But her eyes glowed gold. Not blue. Not royal blue. Gold meant mutation. The room went silent. "She's changed," whispered one of the guards. Leon slowly got up. "I reprogrammed her damaged cells. The converter fixed her organs. But maybe it triggered something else." The king stepped forward, looking at his daughter in awe. "No alien has ever survived that kind of fusion," he said. "She's stronger now, but different." Then he looked at Leon. "And you made it happen." Leon was confused. He didn't know if what he did was right or wrong. But the king's voice was serious. "From this moment, you are no longer just a doctor. You are part of the royal line's fate." Leon looked at the princess. She stared back, her gold eyes full of mystery. What had he unlocked inside her? What did this bond really mean? The silence in the royal chamber felt heavy, like the calm before a storm. Dr. Leon stood still, eyes on the alien princess, whose golden glowing eyes still flickered like twin stars. Her breathing was calm now, stronger. She was alive. But no, one in the room looked relieved. In fact, they looked afraid. The king stared at his daughter, then turned sharply toward Leon. "You changed her," he said, voice like thunder. "You touched what should not be touched." Leon stepped back slightly, I didn't have a choice. Your medics were going to let her die. A voice from the corner shouted, "This is dark science. This human cursed her." Dozens of alien nobles had gathered now, tall, powerful beings in robes and armor. They whispered among themselves. Their voices grew louder, their words harsher. "He broke tradition. The golden light, it's forbidden. He's no healer. He's a danger." One alien, taller than the rest, stepped forward. His name was Lord Varric, one of the king's closest advisors. He pointed a long silver staff at Leon. "This human is no hero. He is a threat to the royal bloodline. I demand he be arrested." Guards moved. Guns were raised. Leon felt his chest tighten. Was this really happening? The king raised one hand to stop them. "He saved her," the king said. "None of us could." "But she is not the same." The princess stood slowly, shaky but proud. She looked around at her people. Then she walked toward Leon and placed her hand over his once more. This time the golden glow wrapped around them both. The room gasped. "The bond has deepened," someone cried. Lord Varric growled, "This is unnatural. He's influencing her mind." Leon shook his head. "I'm just a doctor. I didn't come here for power or politics." The king's face was unreadable. Then he turned away and spoke loud enough for all to hear. "A reward was promised. A reward will be given, but not in gold nor title. You, human, will be given something sacred, something only our bloodline has touched." Leon blinked in confusion. "What does that mean?" That's when the floor began to rumble. The walls of the royal ship shifted. Metal slid aside to reveal a massive ancient gate behind the throne. Symbols glowed across its surface. "I had hoped never to open this again," the king said. "But your actions have changed fate." The princess looked up at her father. "He saved me. He risked his life. Maybe he was meant to." Leon looked around. Everyone stared at the gate. "What's behind there?" he asked. The king gave a cold smile. "A gift or a curse. You will decide." He walked to the gate, touched a symbol, and the doors began to open. A brilliant white light poured out, blinding for a moment. Leon shielded his eyes. Inside was something otherworldly, a floating crystal orb humming with life. Beneath it, a strange garden bloomed, plants from different planets, some not even known to humans, and at the center was a small planet fragment glowing, floating, breathing like it was alive. "This," the king said, "is the heart of Virelon, a piece of our first world. It holds healing power beyond imagination. Even our own people cannot enter it. It rejects all who try, except her." He pointed at the princess. "She may pass freely now, and because of the bond, so can you." Leon's breath caught. "Why give this to me?" The king replied, "Because you did something even we could not. You gave life, and in return, you will protect what remains of our future." But behind the king's back, Lord Varric's eyes burned with hate. He whispered to a guard beside him, "The human must not live long enough to learn what the heart truly holds." The crystal chamber glowed softly, filled with the hum of ancient energy. Dr. Leon stood beside the alien princess, both of them still linked by the golden bond. The king's voice echoed through the air. "This is the heart of Virelon, the soul of our first world. It cannot be bought. It cannot be stolen. But today, it will be given." Leon blinked. "To who?" The king turned, eyes steady. "To you." Gasps filled the hall. Even the princess looked surprised. "You're giving me your sacred world?" Leon asked in disbelief. "No," the king corrected. "I'm trusting you to protect it, and in return, it will give you something even greater." Later that day, Leon was escorted to a small royal transport. The princess joined him, still weak but recovering fast. A few royal guards flew alongside them. As the ship broke through the clouds of a hidden star system, Leon saw it for the first time, a small glowing planet. Not big, but beautiful. It floated near twin stars surrounded by strange rings of crystal dust. This place was kept secret for centuries, the princess explained softly. Our ancestors called it Mayara, the womb planet. Leon watched, the surface spin slowly beneath them. Lush forests, silver rivers, floating stones, and glowing structures half buried in nature. They landed on a platform of living metal, which opened like a flower under their feet. The moment Leon stepped onto the surface, the planet reacted. Vines glowed. Flowers opened. The wind whispered in musical tones. The guards looked at each other, nervous. Leon turned to the princess. "It's alive." She nodded. "Yes, but it hasn't awakened like this in thousands of years." Suddenly, a soft voice echoed through the wind, not spoken but inside Leon's mind. "Human, bearer of the bond, for why have you come?" Leon looked around. "Did you hear that?" he asked the princess. She nodded slowly. "It spoke to you." The voice came again. "Are you healer or conqueror?" Leon knelt down, touching the ground gently. "I only came to help. I never wanted anything in return." The wind stilled. The glowing plants bent toward him, as if bowing. "Then you may enter the grove of memory," the voice said. "But know this. What you see there will change everything." They followed a trail that led to a hidden temple, carved into a mountain shaped like a sleeping beast. Inside, walls pulsed with soft golden light. In the center of the chamber stood a holographic tree, tall and spinning slowly. Inside its trunk were floating orbs, memories. Leon touched one. Images flooded his mind. An ancient war between aliens and something darker, something with human faces twisted by time. A healer who looked just like Leon, but existed centuries ago. A glowing baby held by an alien queen, marked with the same golden bond as his. Leon staggered back, dizzy. "What was that?" he gasped. The princess helped him stand. "You saw the truth," she said. "You're not the first human this world has chosen, but you may be the last." Back on the royal ship, far away, Lord Varric stood in the shadows, watching the transmission feed from Mayara. He clenched his fists. "So, the planet awakened, and the human is the key." He turned to a hidden comm screen and whispered darkly, "Activate the shadow order. If the king will not stop this, we will." Back on Mayara, Leon stood at the top of a silver cliff staring at the twin suns. The princess came beside him. "You saved me, Leon. And now, you've awakened something bigger." He looked down at his hands, still glowing faintly. "I'm just a doctor," he said. "But maybe this is where I'm meant to be." The alien planet Mayara looked peaceful from above. Twin suns lit the glowing forests and silver rivers below. But deep beneath the soft winds and singing vines, something dark had begun to stir. Dr. Leon stood near a crystal spring, watching the princess breathe in the fresh air. Her skin was brighter now, her strength returned. She smiled at him for the first time. "This place is healing me faster than any medicine," she said. "I feel reborn." Leon gave a small smile back. "It's not just healing you," he said. "It's watching us." The glowing trees swayed gently as if listening. Suddenly a strange cold breeze moved through the warm jungle. The singing vines fell silent. Leon frowned. "Did you feel that?" The princess looked uneasy. "Mayara never grows cold, something's wrong." That night Leon couldn't sleep. He stood alone outside the royal shelter, staring into the jungle. The shadows between the trees looked darker than usual. Then he saw them, eyes, bright red eyes, watching him from the darkness. He grabbed a light beam torch and aimed it. The beam cut through the jungle and caught the shape of a tall armored figure standing still like a ghost. "Who's there?" Leon shouted, but the figure vanished into the trees. The guards rushed out. "What happened?" one asked. Leon pointed. "Someone's out there, and they're not from here." The next morning, they found something terrifying. Near the riverbed, one of the alien guards was found dead. His body had no wounds, only black veins crawling across his skin. Leon examined him. "This is no natural sickness, and this is engineered." He scanned the area and found strange footprints, three-toed, heavy, burned into the soil. "These tracks are from off-worlders," he said. "Whoever killed him brought something with them." The princess's eyes widened. "The Shadow Order." Leon raised an eyebrow. "What's that?" She whispered. "A secret group of royal purists. They believe no alien should ever bond with a human. They think you're dangerous." That evening, they held a meeting in the Temple Grove. A new voice spoke from the wind. "The poison has returned. One of darkness walks again." It was Mayara, the planet itself speaking. "He who carries the golden bond must awaken the core before the dark spreads." Leon turned to the princess. "What's the core?" She pointed to the sky. "There's a hidden place, deep under the planet's crust, a place only the bonded may enter." Leon felt the glow on his chest pulsing again, like it was calling him. Suddenly the ground shook. A large shadow crossed the moon above them. A stealth ship landed just outside the healing forest, black and silent. Armed figures stepped out, covered in dark armor, their faces hidden. The shadow. Order had arrived. The alien princess grabbed Leon's arm. "We have to go, now." They ran through the glowing woods, dodging laser fire. The ground beneath them opened like a mouth, revealing a hidden path leading deep into the planet. Leon looked back once. He saw the guards being overwhelmed. He felt helpless. He wasn't a soldier, just a doctor, but he was the bond bearer now. "I'll do whatever I have to," he said. "Let's find the core." As they descended into the hidden tunnel, the walls around them shimmered with memories, flashes of other bond bearers from ancient times, human and alien, fighting side by side. The deeper they went, the more the glow from Leon's chest grew stronger, almost blinding. At last, they reached a giant door, round and smooth, with no handle or lock. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Leon placed his hand on it. The door melted open. Inside, a room of pure light waited. A floating orb hung in the air, the living core of Mayara, and beside it sat an old alien in robes, skin pale and cracked with empty glowing eyes. "I have waited for you, human," the being said slowly. "I am the last guardian of the core." Leon stepped forward. "Then tell me how to save her world." The glowing chamber deep beneath Mayara pulsed like a living heart. Dr. Leon stood before the core, the source of all healing on the sacred planet. Floating beside it was an ancient alien, skin pale, voice slow, eyes filled with time. "I am the last guardian," the old being said. "You carry the golden bond, the same bond that once saved our people from extinction." Leon glanced back at the princess, who stood just behind him. Her golden eyes reflected the light of the core. "You must awaken it fully," the guardian said. "Only a human with the bond can do it, but once you do, enemies will come. Not just for you, but for this world." Far above, in the palace sky chamber, Lord Varric watched a hollow screen showing Leon and the princess inside the core sanctuary. His eyes narrowed. "So, the fool made it to the center," he hissed. Behind him, masked soldiers from the shadow. Order knelt. Varric turned toward them. "Launch the signal. Tell the rebels across the empire the king has gone mad, giving ancient power to a human. We strike now. Today, the royal line ends." He activated a communicator. Across space, hidden, rebel ships powered up. Inside the capital, sleeper agents awakened. And on Mayara, cloaked dropships began landing in silence. Back in the core chamber, Leon pressed his hand to the orb. The ground trembled. The air lit up with thousands of floating lights. Memories. Life. Power. The planet itself responded to him. It recognized him. Suddenly, his body was lifted into the air. Glowing threads connected him to the core. The Guardian spoke. You are now part of Mayara. Its pain is your pain. Its strength is your strength. Protect it, or lose everything. Leon fell back down, gasping. His chest glowed brighter than ever before. The princess rushed to him. You did it, she whispered. But before they could celebrate, the walls cracked with explosions. Boom, boom, boom. Outside, rebel forces were attacking. Black ships flew low over the forests. Fire rained from the skies. The healing groves burned. Alien citizens screamed and ran as rebel soldiers marched through the temples and gardens. On the palace steps, Lord Varric faced the king himself. You gave the core to a human? Varric growled. You ended your right to rule. The king stood tall, holding an ancient staff. And you ended your honor. But Varric's forces were stronger. He gave the order. The king was captured. The throne was taken. The empire was falling. Deep below, Leon and the princess ran through the crystal tunnels, dodging blasts and collapsing stone. We have to reach the surface, she said. My father, he's in danger. Leon nodded. Then, let's fight for him. She looked at him. You're just a doctor. He smirked. Maybe, but now I'm a bonded protector. Let's see what that means. As they emerged into the burning jungle, something strange happened. The ground beneath Leon shimmered, and a suit of golden armor rose from the earth. Not mechanical, organic, living. It wrapped around him like vines, fitting perfectly. His arms, his chest, even his eyes glowed. The princess gasped. That armor. It was worn by the first protector. The bond called it to you. Leon clenched his fists. For the first time. He didn't feel powerless, he felt ready. They charged toward the royal palace, fighting through rebels and shadows. Each step forward, the planet seemed to help. Trees moved to block enemy fire. Roots tripped attackers. Wind guided them. The Riao. Planet itself was defending them. Together, Leon and the princess reached the gates. Rebel soldiers waited with weapons raised. Leon stepped forward, glowing in gold. And the soldiers paused. They stared. One by one. They lowered their guns. He carries the old bond, one whispered. He is the chosen. Inside the palace, Varric turned in shock. What's happening? He barked. A guard replied. Some of the army. They're refusing orders. They say the human wears the protector's armor. Varric snarled. Then, I'll kill him myself. Outside the throne room, Leon and the princess stood at the final door. She looked at him. This time, we go together. He nodded. Let's take back the future. The doors of the royal throne room burst open. Dr. Leon, now glowing in golden armor, stepped through the smoke. Beside him walked the alien princess, her eyes bright with golden light, and her voice calm, but strong. The guards inside raised their weapons, but they didn't fire. They hesitated. They saw the armor. They saw the bond. And they saw hope. One by one. They lowered their guns. On the throne sat Lord Varric, proud and cruel. His cloak draped across the royal seat like a shadow. The real king, tied and bruised, lay beside him on the floor. So the doctor dares to return, Varric sneered. Dressed like a god, but you're still just a human. Leon stepped forward. A human who saved your princess. A human chosen by the core, and a human who's not afraid of you. Varric rose, lifting a dark blade. Then prove your worth. They clashed. Sparks lit the air. Varric struck fast, but Leon moved like the wind. The planet's armor reacted with him, blocking, bending, fighting for him. Varric screamed in rage. That power belongs to us, not to your kind. Leon struck back, his hand glowing. This power chose me because I didn't want it. Their weapons locked. Energy surged. The throne room shook. In a final burst of light, Leon slammed his fist into Varroc's chest. The dark blade shattered. Varroc fell to his knees. It's over, Leon said, breathing heavy. Your rule ends here. The king stood slowly, holding onto the throne's arm. He looked at Leon with deep, tired eyes. You saved my daughter. You saved our world. And you reminded me, even a stranger can become family. He turned to the crowd of nobles and guards. Let it be known across the stars, he declared. This human is no outsider. He is the protector of Mayara. That night, the skies over Mayara glowed with peace once more. The healing forests regrew. The rivers shone brighter. The people celebrated. And Leon stood beneath the twin moons. Looking out at the quiet stars, the princess joined him, smiling softly. You could return to Earth now, she said. You've earned that. Leon looked at her, thoughtful. I came here to help, but I found something I didn't expect. What? She asked. He smiled. A place that feels like home. Later, as the planet's trees hummed softly, the core whispered once more. Protector, the galaxy will need you again. Be ready. And so began the legend of the human who healed a world, tamed ancient power, and changed the heart of an empire. Not with war, but with compassion.